Hi, Max.
Hi, welcome.
Hi,
Have a
good to
seat.
see you. Yeah.
Hi,
Hello,
Milos.
Max.
Have a seat. So, you can have this, correct? We're almost at the end of SPS 2023. How's it been for you so far? Have you had a nice time?
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing seeing this energy and feeling that innovation power here at Siemens. So a lot of valuable discussion with our customers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great to hear. So, Scottish Water and Siemens have been on a pretty interesting endeavor. So, Lewis, would you like to start and maybe just explain to us the project at Scottish Water and maybe also some of the key challenges and targets for you?
Yeah, sure, Max. So Scottish Water, as the name already implies, provides water and wastewater services throughout the country. So we're talking here about 1.1 billion liters of water treated every day. And yeah, the water treatment process is quite complex. A lot of millions of households are relying on their services. So one part, the process is very energy intensive and it's connected with a lot of energy consumption, CO2 footprint, and maintenance costs. So Scottish Water therefore focused in the project in three main targets. So one objective or key target, what you can see here in the next slide, is operational expenditure. Reduce the operational expenditure, which is basically focusing on maintenance costs. The second is downtime reduction. We're talking especially of high critical assets which are running, and therefore controlling the process was key. And the third is all about towards moving to the sustainable solution, and getting transparency in the energy consumption, as I mentioned, is a key KPI in there. So overall, they came to us, Siemens, to provide them with the end-to-end solution to their problems, but also guide them through what we call digital transformation path.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of challenges there. Sounds like a pretty big task, but we're Siemens. We can deal with it. So, Milos, would you like to run us through the project team's answer?
Yes, actually I can, and as you said, we had an answer, and our answer was a holistic condition monitoring solution, where after reviewing of the existing assets within the plant, it was clear that only 5 up to 10% of those assets were highly critical to the operation of the wastewater treatment plants. The remaining equipment, I mean the rest of the assets, were having a low or medium level of criticality from two quite simple reasons. Either there were used redundant systems, that in case that one system falls down, the second one will take control over the process. The second reason was that basically those assets were having a minimal impact in the operation, to the operation in the event of a failure. Let me give you two examples that nicely illustrates how the design of the condition monitoring approach varies accordingly to the criticality. The first one are the aerators that has been identified as a medium critical assets. And the second examples are the screw pumps that has been identified as a high critical assets.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So, Lewis, Siemens obviously suggested this holistic monitoring solution, right? So could you maybe give us a few more details about how this looks?
Yeah, so key was, as mentioned, to analyze the criticality of the asset and map it accordingly with the right solution. And as Milos already mentioned, two examples are the screw pump and the aeration process, where we can see how it worked. So screw pump itself was a high critical asset. In case of a failure, it would lead to even flooding the plant, high maintenance and replacement costs, and long downtime. So therefore, we introduced our high efficient condition monitoring solution, C+SIEM S1200, which consists of the SM1281 module on one hand, and also the Sematics S7 PLC. So the combination here was to identify the high resolution data, analyze it with edge technology, and then introduce a predictive maintenance approach.
Okay.
Additionally, we add our C-Drive IQ Fleet cloud application on the motor in combination with our plug-and-play sensor model, Symantec Connect 400. And here we covered with our pre-trained algorithms basically the failure of the motor, specifically like bearings. So overall, a consistent concept for the critical asset. In the aeration process, which already mentioned by Milos, was medium critical, but nevertheless important for capacity planning. So a lot of aerators were in one plant, and therefore we needed a cost-efficient solution. Therefore, once again, we use C-Drive IQ Fleet, pre-trained algorithms, getting directly transparency with the combination of the plug-and-play sensor models, the Mod Connect 400. And there we have it. Two good examples to show how we can scale. And at the end, we applied this on 300 assets across 18 sites.
300?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's the scale. Okay, well,
Definitely.
it sounds amazing. I mean, people probably think it's the perfect solution, right, for Scottish Water. I mean, Milos, I assume you had KPIs at the beginning that you set for yourselves. How about that? How did they look? Did they reflect the project, or did you even do better than what you set yourselves?
Yeah, actually, they really do, Max. Previously, Scottish Water was collecting 600 samples every day from its all 1,800 Scottish Waters sites. And that's a lot, 600 every day. Nevertheless, with our solution, it means by connecting equipment to the industrial cloud, they were able to reduce their reliance on a site's visits. And that resulted in a huge cost savings. By monitoring a temperature and the condition by monitoring temperature and vibration, the Scottish Water's maintenance teams can proactively intervene when the signal lie outside of the normal operating state. That help us to reduce the asset's failure by 10% and simultaneously extend the asset's life for up to 15%.
Okay.
Major steps were thus taken towards the zero emission and reduction of CO2. Basically, and actually with this project, Siemens has also developed a blueprint, and very interesting one from my point of view, for the team to scale the solution to the another 1,800 sites. And that's really something, I guess. And those blueprints were prepared for each application type, and were not including only how the hardware should be connected with each other or how the software should be set it up or parameters, but as well including the clear recommendations how to treat with the certain actions or certain problems on a site that can occur. And that's really something. Plus, as well, showing the level of criticality of each fault.
Okay, thank you. I mean, it's the perfect success story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just congratulations again. Now, I assume your solutions have had to evolve a bit since then. I mean, is there any sort of teaser you can give on where this is going?
Yeah, actually, I can take this one. We were working a lot on improvements and bringing in new features into our portfolio's elements by mainly listening our customers and finding the solution for the various application. For example, in case of CMS 1200 and in the upcoming version 3.4, we are about to introduce 3 new key features. The first one is that we have added 8 additional analog channels. So it means that in total, CMS 1200 will offer full monitoring functionality for up to 12 channels.
Okay.
And then in my eyes, it's really good. So only next to the vibrations, we will be taking care of as well for example, temperature, torque, flow, and another analog values. The second feature that we are about to introduce is that our CMS 1200 will be possible to use for up to 4 assets simultaneously. So it means 1 module, 4 assets.
Okay.
So that's I think quite, let's say, good improvements, because in past there was usually 1 module for only 1 asset, and that we have achieved with by adding 3 additional speed inputs.
Okay.
And the third feature that we are about to introduce in this version is that we have implemented a special raw signal page that will be implemented within our web interface that will be showing the quality of the incoming signals coming from the connected sensors. And that I think, and that we hope that will really help during the commissioning and maintenance phases.
Okay.
And what about C-Drive IQ Fleet? Luis, I know that you were improving a lot on your product.
So we definitely had introduced a lot of new features, but let me highlight 2 main parts. So the first innovation we brought in was that we introduced our 360-degree condition monitoring approach. And well, you can see it directly on the booth, so check it out if you have some time. But here we are introducing a feature set of different possibilities for the customer to comprehensively analyzing the assets. So, for example, intelligent vibration threshold monitoring, a key feature where we put in our domain know-how of motion control into the algorithms, and at the end, the customer can do data-driven decision. On the other hand side, we have also specific features for the application. So a pump transparency feature, where we are looking at how is the pump efficiency involving together with the motors running. So a lot of different feature sets and combination for this new concept. And the second concept where we involved a lot is C-Drive IQ Fleet now can integrate seamlessly the frequency converter which are connected to the industrial IoT Siemens Cloud. So this means in terms of enablement and flexibility for the customer, with the additional possibility to apply our sensors Mods Connect 400 to other asset types like the beer, a gearing box, or the pump or fan itself, we are now moving away from the single component motor and connecting the complete drivetrain into our application. Okay. So a lot of flexibility, and this also perfectly fits into our mission as a digital drivetrain organization. We want to create a merged world between digital and real along what we call the digital drivetrain value chain. So what we see this example is perfectly to connect, analyze, and optimize the different assets. But we, of course, have also more in the earlier phases, virtualization, simulation, and this is all what you can also see on the booth. So really connecting the complete digital drivetrain along the value chain for our customers to reach sustainability and next level of efficiency.
Connecting the real and the digital worlds, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. I mean, thank you for sharing that awesome success story. Maybe as we have a little bit of time left, just one question. Do you think this can also be used in other industries as well?
Yeah, so we're already doing that actually. Yeah. So, I mean, we have an application book, for example, for the C+ CMS portfolio, where we show there are so many different applications and we can deal with them. So we're guiding the customer through that, where to position the sensors. And this goes back to also the approach what we talked before, right? So understanding what is the criticality of the asset and which solution we need, and also in which chain are you actually, yeah? So are you looking at virtualization, virtual commissioning, or are we at connect, analyze, and optimize? And I think we have the comprehensive portfolio to do that. Or
definitely, I can agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.